Right guys, welcome back. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, he's done this bowl already. And I have, you're quite correct. It's the paddock bowl I did a couple of videos ago. I just wanted to put it on again because I forgot to mention one thing. And I always regard it as a very important thing. Paddock, if you've never used it, the first time you use it, you'll find out, is a very, very, very dusty wood. The dust gets everywhere. Everywhere. So please, 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 make sure you've got a very good respirator on while you're using it. I have got an eye-powered microscope, you know, the large ones that they use in laboratories. So some of this red dust that I collected, I thought, well, I'll have a look at it on a microscope slide. And I had a look at it. And when I brought it into focus, I could not believe what I was looking at. It looked like the slide was full of broken red shards of glass. That's what it looked like. And that stuff, if you haven't got a good respirator, is being drawn into your lungs every breath you take. Now, paddock, I could have put any bowl on really and gone on about respirators, but paddock, as people who's turned it will tell you, it is an extremely dusty wood. Fine, dusty, the dust gets everywhere. So just bear that in mind while you're turning. You should of course be using a good respirator. I use a positive pressure respirator from 3M, their VariFlow system. I am going to go over it in a future video about extraction and filters and respirators, as I think it is a very, very important subject that is skipped over far too quickly and far too easily in a lot of wood turning videos, especially safety videos. You know, they'll go on about how you've got to be safe while you're sharpening and how you've got to be safe while you're using your tools, but very few videos seem to mention that you've got to be safe on the air that you're breathing into your lungs. Now, I was unlucky enough to have pneumonia quite a number of years ago now it is, but one of my lungs was damaged really, really badly. So effectively I'm living on 1.5 lungs, and I'll be damned if I want the rest to start misbehaving, we might say. I want to keep the 1.5 that I've got. And wood dust, if you ever get the chance to have a look at it through a microscope, you will be horrified. It's like microscopic daggers or microscopic pieces of plate glass that's been smashed. You know, the shards of glass. And you think, if you're not using a good respirator, every time that's coming into your lungs. When I actually turned this bowl, this was the first paddock bowl I ever turned, and the mask I was using was actually a fairly decent quality. But somehow the paddock dust found its way in. It must have had you know, it wasn't making an effective seal on my face, and I had, you know, I was clean shaven. I didn't have a beard or anything, but so it got under the seal and managed to get its way in. So from that day on, I promised, excuse me, I promised that I would take lung protection a little bit more serious. So that is just one thing to bear in mind when you're turning it. Make sure you've got a very good respirator on. I prefer the positive pressure ones rather than the other ones, you know, the face mask type ones. Right, I'm going to go into that in a lot more detail in another video, but I just thought I'd mention that, guys. It's a very important part, especially with woods such as padauk. Very, very dusty. Right, we'll get on next video. Thanks, guys. Catch you in a bit.